months back, I was doing some reading about some different bullying programs, especially in junior high and high school environments. And then I was talking to some of our teenagers here within the school about those ideas. And something sort of clicked in my head. Many of us assume that it's a high-status kid, the captain of the football team, for example, or the captain of the cheerleaders, always seems to be the stereotypical bully. And the victim is stereotypically a kid on the bottom of the pecking order, a kid for various reasons who stands out as being different or having lower social status. And that's not quite accurate. That what the more recent research has found is that the kids at the top of the pecking order have no need to be bullies. Oftentimes they're actually very generous and dynamic because they already have very high social status. They don't feel vulnerable to the social hierarchy in the same way. And by the same token, the kids at the very bottom of the pecking order are not really the most common victims because it's very hard to raise your status by somehow denigrating someone who has no status in the first place. What they found is the vast majority of what we would identify as bullying behavior, either physical or social bullying, happens in between. That it's someone, closer to the top who mistreats someone who's just slightly lower down the pecking order. That there's a lot of this jockeying in the middle 60% for status. And the way that they go about doing that is obviously putting someone else down somehow helps them feel as though they've gained more status in the eyes of their peers. So it's a status contest based on who can I beat. But it's not the kids at the top and the bottom who are primarily engaged in this game. It's many kids who are in different places in the middle. Now here's where the light bulb went on. I cannot think of a more obviously self-defeating behavior than mistreating someone else deliberately to try to improve your own status, because simply by engaging in that behavior, it proves you're the one who doesn't have status. That who's the sort of person who is going to mistreat someone to try to appear more important? Well, someone who isn't very important. And if you look at really high status kids, and of course some of that is social upbringing, and some of that is family's finances. There are all sorts of genetics. There are all sorts of variables that go into that. But one characteristic that we do have control over is people who tend to be high status, they're running their own show. That perhaps the route to that high status that kids are so hungry for is to go your own way, to find your own way, to find what works for you, and to spend more time working on yourself and improving and living your life the best way you can, than to be concerned about trying to impress other people by treating other people badly. So the one thing you can do to improve your status is the thing that bullies, or when any of us engages in bullying behavior, is not doing. And the one thing that would help build genuine status is that finding your own excellence. And so it dawned on me that bullying type behavior is so self-defeating, and that maybe we don't all recognize that nuance. And I suppose I could work in a plug that obviously being involved here in Success Martial Arts helps people shift from feeling good or feeling important by virtue of putting others down, and to really improve yourself, your effectiveness in the world and your relationships with other people, so that you don't feel a need to treat other people badly, to